Hello Geeks and Gamers, Matt Lemke here with Your Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today we have another figure forge for you. But before we get too involved with that, I'd like to point you to our Kickstarter to help fund Season 4. It goes things to help alleviate some of the expenses that we incur while we're traveling, or if we have to buy product to continue up the blog. You know, it does things like that. More than anything, it alleviates the travel expenses of being able to go to conventions and bring you things like 30 to 50 interviews at a show like Gen Con. I would like to be able to continue in that. I've done it twice since we've started. I'd like to be able to make it a yearly thing. Thanks for watching. And with that said, we're going to keep moving, and I appreciate all the support you've given me in the past. So, basically, like I said, this is a figure forge on the Tomahawk Destroid for Robotech RPG Tactics, and you can see almost all the pieces here. I actually have the one leg off to the side drying already because I'm going to start cutting my time a little bit. And when you get into models that have the left side and the right side that are pretty much identical, we're not going to assemble those on camera. It's redundant. So I'm going to slide everything off, and real quick, I'm going to grab the legs here, and I'm going to glue two legs together. It's on the floor. And then I'm going to set them off to the side as soon as I'm done gluing. This is one of the models that actually, for the Robotech line, has gone together faster. I have put one together so far. And then we're going to pull all the parts back on, and I'm going to grab the main torso pieces. I'm going to slide everything back off here. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do the hips first so I can get to assembling the legs. At least I call them hips. They might have a more technical name than that. And what I like to do is put the glue right here and a little drop there. And then I'm just going to set it aside so it has some time to dry. I'm not going to hold it, because if I do hold it, I will glue it to myself. And then I'm going to grab the main body piece. And it's important to note that the main body piece is actually like three pieces. They can only go together one way. There's no chance of making a mistake and screwing it up. I'm going to grab my scalpel real quick and just scrape that off a little bit. I didn't clean this model as good as I normally do. Maybe I cleaned it a little too good. I can put the blade in there a little bit. I might have to put a little bit of epoxy in that to fill it, but we'll find out. And again, I'm going to put the glue here, just a little bit, and less there. Now, because it's a figure forge, I am not going to set this aside yet and let it dry. I'm going to go right to the next part, which is the front. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, slide some of it down the sides, cover that a little bit, and then I'm going to take the front main piece and press it on. On the first model I did, I actually clamped this because it wasn't fitting nicely. This one is a much tighter fit, so you may have to hold it. And then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the arms. The arms are actually identical on both sides, and they're one piece, so that's beautiful. And then you've got the little pieces that go to, I'm going to say these go on the shoulder of the model. You've got three options. You've got this fancy like radar array targeting piece that I don't really like. And the reason why I don't really like it is because I don't want to deal with painting it. So I'm not going to use that piece. I'm going to use the other two pieces. And this piece here is actually two pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put a small drop of glue on the lips there. I'm not going to put it on this here because I don't want to glue my fingers shut. I'm actually going to put it on the inside of the model because that'll be enough super glue to help that stick. And it's already a pretty snug fit, so you don't need a lot of glue. I'm going to set that off to the side. This Tomahawk is going to be closed, so that's what I'm going to have to work with there. And I'm going to scrape that off just a little bit. If I was working on my other table where I normally do my work and not my camera table, I actually have a piece of sandpaper glued to the table. So when I have a burr like that, all I have to do is go like this with the model and sand it off. I use a 500 grit sandpaper for that. You could go finer if you want. It works with plastic just fine. And you might be like, well, you glued it down. I go, yeah, that was a mistake. So when I'm done, I'll actually glue it onto a block and screw the block down so I can just replace the blocks in the future. And then, since those are all done, I'm going to go ahead and bring the main body back on, bring the leg back on, bring the hips on, and the leg that I already have done. Now, it's important to know that these go to the front. These, like, I don't know what you'd call them. They're like screw pieces. Like you could maybe attach extra armor there or something for combat. Those go to the front of the model, and they only go one way. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, it's also important to note that when you put the hips on to the base of the model, that this piece of armor looking goes to the front, and that is the rear end of the model, that trapezoidal faceplate or shield plate for whatever gearbox it's covering. So I'm going to glue the foot onto this guy first here. And I'm just going to do that because I want to give those a little bit more time to dry. And I'm going to set that off to the side. And then I'm going to take this guy here and I'm going to clean out that hole just a little bit more because it looks like I got some glue or something in there. And be careful if you're using a tool like this that you don't like stab yourself. And I'm gonna go like that, then glue it on there and set that aside real quick. And then I'm going to start working on the arms of this guy. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm only going to do the one side. Well, I'm going to do most of one side. Oops, that's way too much glue. So I'm going to go like this with a sponge, slide it down into there, and I'm going to go like this. And then this piece goes in here. Like that. And as soon as they kind of set, I can set them aside. And because that's actually drying, I'm going to go ahead and grab the other leg and put it on this model. That's the fun, people. When I set it off screen, I knocked the foot off, and in my haste, I put it on backwards. Don't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue to this so he can go on. And again, it's important to let your model set long enough. We're trying to do this as fast as we can, and we're doing it pretty much live. So I always have a little bit of issues with it because, well, moving the model around, you're going to create those kind of headaches. And I'm going to take the foot off for a second. Now I'll make sure that this gets in here. Now I'm going to hold it until it sets. I'm actually going to end up putting a little bit of glue in the foot now. And I'm going to put some glue on the table, which is why I have that board here. And as soon as it's set up enough, we can move to the next step. So he's going to be kind of running or jumping. He's got a little bit of posability there. I'm going to grab the body, and I'm going to, while the legs are setting up, I'm going to go ahead and put the rocket pod cover thing. And actually, I probably should have checked this beforehand. It looks like that one goes better on that side. To see how they fit, and I wasn't thinking. And now, oh good, I didn't break it off. I thought I broke it off. There. That's what that's going to look like. This one has a little bit of a burr here. Clean that off. Now I'm just going to put a drop of glue on the top, because as you press down, it'll run down. Now maybe I'll put a little bit more there. That goes there like that. And while I've got the guy, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side, which I said I wasn't going to do. But and now we're going to take the torso piece, add a little bit of glue. Whoa, I said a little bit. And put it on the model, something like that. Let it set. So they'll be running like that. I can get in there and paint. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on over here. Like so. And the arm. And the arm. Get him shooting with something. I might have actually took too much blood. Well, there you have it. A finished Destroid. Show's about 20 minutes, but I had a lot of drying time that I'm going to cut out. So I probably got this whole model assembled in about 14 minutes. Not too difficult. Details pretty good. Important things to note that If you let things dry, you're not going to create the headaches I did. Be more patient, but you know, I'm doing this in a figure forge, and your time is valuable to me, and I'm sure it's valuable to you, so I try not to avoid it. Very posable. The most important thing to note on this model is that this piece here, it looks like it's got 2 screws to the front, and these parts of the legs, like that, go to the front, not the hollowed out back like they are on the back side. Thanks for watching. This is Figure Forge by Minute Lefty. Please check out our Kickstarter. If you like what we do, please comment, share these videos, +1 it. All those things are great for us. I appreciate your support. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if we're doing a good job. Let me know what you guys want to see. I do figure forge on a lot of different things. I like to put models together. In fact, I like to put models together so much that I hardly get to paint anymore. I have probably a couple thousand models to paint. So if you live in Canton, Ohio, and you like to paint and you want to paint some models, give me a ring. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.